兄をご存知なんですね。兄は無事なんですね。
待て、落ち着け。
さ、眠ってください。
ああ、言われなくても。
Guys, we see how complicated Zoro's relationship with women is in One Piece. In a previous video I commented on Luffy's naivety, mainly using Rayleigh, Roger and his relationships with women as an example, and how Oda addresses these more controversial subjects within One Piece. However, in that video I saw many comments saying that it's not just Luffy who has difficulties dealing with women, Zoro also has this difficulty. Well, in parts this is true, but the reason is completely different. You know why? Do you know why, unlike Sanji, and even Luffy, Zoro prefers not to get involved with any woman? Does this have to do with Zoro's relationship with Kuina? Why Zoro doesn't seem to pay attention to any woman? Well, we're going to analyze all this in today's video. Hey my dear pirates! You are on channel, Straw Hat's One Piece Theories. So if you want to be a pirate king like me and achieve eternal glory, go ahead and press the like button with all the power of your devil fruit, and if you're new here my dear pirate, already subscribe to the channel and don't forget to activate the notifications bell so you don't miss any new video, okay? Then join this crew that will dominate the entire Grand Line and the New World. Now without further ado, let's get to this epic video. And well my dear pirate, from a very young age, Zoro always wanted to develop and become stronger and more skilled in the art of sword fighting, but when he was a child, Zoro had a somewhat different rivalry. In shonen anime, usually the rivalry of a young boy who is committed to becoming stronger is against another boy, almost always of the same age. However, this rival is usually a little superior in skills and intelligence. In the case of Zoro, this was a little different. His rival was actually a girl, Kuina, the daughter of the master of the dojo where Zoro trained to become a swordsman. At that moment we already started to notice how Oda likes to develop these delicate subjects within his work. Like Zoro, Kuina was born into a family of swordsmen and, since she was a little girl, she showed great skill in the art of swordsmanship. She was considered a prodigy, capable of beating any opponent in fencing duels. However, she faced a major obstacle, the fact that she was a woman. In her culture, women were considered inferior to men in swordsmanship, and because of this, she believed that she would never be able to become the best swordswoman in the world. Kuina and Zoro have been friends since childhood and used to train together. Zoro was also an aspiring swordsman and dreamed of becoming the best in the world. He greatly admired Kuina's skill and believed that she was superior to him in every way. However, one day, he made her a promise that one of the two would become the best swordsman in the world. Kuina was saddened by the promise, as she knew that, because of her status as a woman, she could never achieve that goal. She told Zoro that even if she trained hard, she would always be inferior to him for being a woman. Zoro tried to cheer her up, but she ended up getting even sadder and gave up on her dream of becoming the best swordswoman in the world. Sometime later, Kuina ended up dying in a domestic accident, falling down a ladder and hitting his head. Zoro was greatly shaken by his friend's death and decided to dedicate his life to fulfilling the promise he had made to her. He believed that by becoming the best swordsman in the world, he would be honoring Kuina's memory. Kuina's story is very important in Zoro's journey in One Piece. It represents not only women's struggle for equality in Japanese culture, but also the importance of friendship and keeping promises. Kuina's death became a great incentive for Zoro to move forward on his journey, always remembering his friend and the goal he had promised to achieve. And because of that, Zoro begged his master, the father of Kuina, to give him his daughter's sword, so Zoro could wield and take his friend's dream along with him on his journey towards the top rank of the world swordsman. That is, my dear pirates, although Zoro is not a gentleman and cannot express himself with beautiful words like Sanji and Brook, he is shown to have much more respect for women than his crewmates. That's why we've never seen Zoro flirt or even be next to a woman. That's why he always ignores them, and maybe that's why Zoro ends up attracting many women to his side to the point that Hiyori sleeps next to him and Zoro wakes up bothered by the girl's audacity to have done that while he was sick, although he was grateful for she take care of your wounds. In a past video I mentioned all the possible wives that Zoro could have at the end of One Piece, and of all of them I mentioned that Tashigi would be, maybe, the best option for Zoro. After all, they both want to be the greatest swordsman in the world, and Tashigi has some very interesting curiosities that are looking like Kuina and being someone who is on the opposite spectrum to Zoro since she works for the Navy. So if we stop to analyze this subject, we will see that however tough and without feelings Zoro appears to be, he is perhaps the character with more feelings and respect within the Straw Hat Pirates, and this involves his relationship with women as well. After all, Zoro takes the Bushido way, the samurai way, and the swordsman way very seriously. Honor and respect are above anything, and that's how Zoro is, so we don't see him disrespecting a woman like Sanji and Brook, and even Luffy sometimes do, and his coexistence with Kuina may have had a big influence on that also. Do you believe that living with Kuina made Zoro become a man who respected women too much? Is this the answer to why Zoro never got involved with any woman in One Piece? Who will be Zoro's wife at the end of his journey? I want to know your opinion about everything we commented here today. But of course, if you made it this far, it's because you like the content, so it doesn't hurt to subscribe to our channel and become one more member of our fleet, my dear pirate. And of course, do not forget to press the like button, that helps a lot in spreading the video and the channel, so help us to become the largest fleet of pirates here on YouTube, okay? A big hug for everyone. And until the next video.